Big moment. All right, guys, welcome to the Level Up Network podcast. This is the first ever podcast. My name's Danny. I run Level Up Gyms with a couple others, and we're shooting this from Level Up Gyms. I'm here with my co-host for now, Rick from Resonates Media, who is sponsoring the podcast. Thank you, Rick. We put together this amazing studio, and we posted a video the other day, our first one together.
That's correct.
On the Instagram, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it got a really, really powerful response, better than I was anticipating. And we've had loads of inquiries, loads of people messaging us, asking to get involved. But first, I think it'd probably be good to sort of like, and I mean, the reason we're doing this podcast is sort of to just make people understand what the sort of mission is, why we're doing what we're doing, how we came about, how we got together, how we're doing what we're doing, and why. Because I feel like, first of all, we want to put a big invitation out there to anyone in Southport to put themselves forward, because we really want to highlight and showcase all the best that Southport has to offer. I guess we could start with a little bit of background, or if there's anything I didn't touch on there, obviously.
Oh, I'd say the original concept, if you remember correctly, was you started this networking thing with the view to it being like a thing for your members only at the Level Up.
Right,
right?
Yeah,
so, you know, if we lay it out honestly, the idea of what you did, correct me if I'm wrong as well, is you created something to get discounts and like incentives to sort of build a network of people together.
Yeah.
You know, so not selfishly, you were trying to promote other businesses and get spends in, but create this sort of benefit sort of thing. But then me and you started talking, didn't we? We're having a bit of a natter, and I said it's a great idea. And I can't remember where the suggestion came or whether it organically came between the two of us. But we started looking at, do you know what's really good is I've heard lots of people that like they struggle to get exposure or they struggle with a few things, and we know it's hard times at the moment. And it would be nice to have a platform where someone could contact and just like, you know, they want to mention on say like a podcast like this, right? Or they want to showcase something, or they want to offer discounts to the community, not just Level Up Gyms, you know, like they want to put an offer out there. And if we were to build a platform strong enough for them to have that, like it was always going to be a fantastic idea, wasn't it, realistically?
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly how it started, actually. So, yeah, obviously with the gym, obviously you're a member of the gym. I was thinking, how can I provide more value for the members? Do you know what I mean? I really wanted to provide more value. Not because obviously for me, building this isn't just a gym. It's like creating a community, and it's always been based around a community. And although Level Up's it's got quite a foothold in the community. We've got a lot of members and biggest independent gym in Southport. So it kind of organically starts there because we've already got a community within, right? And I thought, well, why don't we like reach out to some local businesses, give them exposure, and then obviously try and drive traffic to them. But the thing that ran alongside that was I felt like there was like a lack of support networks maybe in the area. There are some, and obviously, like we say, we're not trying to step on anyone's toes, but
absolutely.
But for me, and I know for you as well, and other people we spoke to, it's maybe not working out for them exactly how they would like it to work out. And we thought, well, one second, we've built something here, but there's gained so much interest. This could be something much bigger than what we first anticipated it to be. It could be bigger than just the gym. This could be about actually moving out wider into a bigger radius into Southport. Absolutely. And providing value. And I think that's when we said, wow, one second, you've got the skill set, you've got the equipment, the knowledge, the background, the experience. I've got the sort of the gym and some of the networks and, you know, and the facility to do this from, and we can facilitate. And then we think, well, why don't we come together and make something special happen? Because,
well, as we said as well, it's like for us, the only thing we're sacrificing is a bit of time. Like I do a lot of editing. I do a lot of shooting up and down the country. Am I taking up 24/7? No. Do I have busy weeks where I might not be able to commit? Yes. But what we have said is what we can do in the times that we have free, we'll be able to push some time into the community and put it out and get there and build that platform. And in the short space of time that you've done this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've got like 900 followers or something inside like a month, of just launching a platform that was solely based to be community based.
Yeah.
And that's 900 followers super quick. And then on that video that we did last time, what did you get? About 20 inquiries or something of businesses that were interested in it, which all of a sudden confirmed what we were saying, the possibility of what we would like. And some of the messages in there were brilliant, weren't they? They were so like, oh, we'd love to be part of this. We'd love to get involved. No one's being greedy. No one's wanting to like nick the limelight. But like for me personally, when we were talking about this, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we got, say, a business on, and then maybe, 4 or 5 weeks later, they were involved on a podcast as well, right? To, I don't know, sort of, we've done it on their grounds, we're going to spoke to them, showcase them, but then we bring them in to talk about some of the topics and like the challenges and the pluses and the great points. But then the podcast and stuff out there is, why do we have to limit it to businesses?
100%.
There's always someone in the community, isn't there, that you want to hero or you want to show off or something's gone on. We could be that platform as well, as to show like the community what the community has to offer, because the community isn't based solely on businesses. The community is based on the people. And if we gave that platform for people to talk about the community, we can then champion them as well. So getting people to message and come in, that was brilliant first step. And then we can build on that. But with that, the idea of the community sharing each other's, I don't know, social sharing, shall we say, like the social media platforms and stuff, you get to build a stronger community amongst all these people that hopefully a lot of local followings, which means you drive a lot more traffic to them as well.
100%. I think that's the way forward, for businesses now in Southport and across the country, to be honest. I think the climate has become very difficult. The landscape's changing all the time. We have seen a lot of businesses close down in the area.
It's true.
And it's sad to see. But that's why I feel like, and being a business owner myself, I do understand the trials and tribulations that come with it. It's a difficult landscape, and I know there's a lot of businesses out there that are silently suffering in Southport. And maybe if we just realised that locally, we could really inspire people to try and spend locally and keep money. Like, that's my thing. I think spending money locally and keeping it flowing in the local economy is the one best thing we could do for Southport right now. I think to drive the town forward in the way it needs to, we need to support local. You look at the high street and, you see what it used to be versus what it is now. People don't have the same, maybe people don't have the same buying power, but where you choose to spend that money can make a really big difference. The other thing is about exposure and a digital footprint for these businesses. Like, the landscape's changing so much. You have a brick and mortar site. There's a limitation on what you can generate from that, especially with all your overheads, So it's about trying to bring everything online to give people that exposure to drive traffic, because that's where everyone is now. But at that transition, it's quite a difficult transition for some people, trying to get their exposure online. It's a whole job in itself, social media.
100%. And there was a particular example, and I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning it, actually. There was a guy who owned a vegan restaurant in town called Megafauna.
Oh, yeah,
Ben. Of course. So Ben, what a gent. And he had quite a few struggles with, there was some building work outside and the traffic wasn't coming down, the footfall at the side and stuff like that. And I remember helping him out with some media stuff to try and generate some interest and try and get his voice heard. And unfortunately to Ben, it never got heard, and he did have to close that business. And I've spoke to him recently. He's doing really well with something else, thankfully, and he's got a little one, and cool. The family life's amazing. But Ben really struggled to find a voice in the community. And it wasn't nice. So, like, I know this sounds like a dark path to take, but wouldn't it be nice to have a platform that, say, some people could contact us to say, look, we'd like to get our voice out there, to, even if it was a case of, it wasn't that we're trying to combat the immediate concern and fight the council, because that's not what we're looking to do, is create a fight or anything like that. But the ability to drive awareness to that it's hard from down there and get people recognising he's still there.
100%. And the great thing about this is, you know, we're very, I would say, incubation phase right now, where we're just launching, we're generating interest, we're getting people to inquire. And by the way, we will be getting back to all your inquiries one by one, because I'm honestly shocked how many messages we got. It's amazing, and it just shows that there's a calling for it. And we will get back to all those messages, and then we're going to start working through them, aren't we?
Can I just point out, I have no play in the admin, so if they take the time,
it's on me. Yeah.
Not me.
And I'm a busy guy. I'm spinning plates at the minute, but I will get back to you, I promise. But I think we're just getting all the foundational parts in place. And then what was I going to say? But yeah, it's going to be fun, you know, working and getting that outreach and meeting people in the community. And what I was going to say was, whatever that might develop into in the long term, we don't know what that looks like yet.
No.
But what we do know is we're here, we want to help, we want to get people's voices heard, we want to highlight what's great about Southport, we want to uplift the town. And I think it just needs that lease of life. It needs to get people behind it and really mean it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think that's what we're missing right now.
I think you've just hit the nail on the head as well. Is like, it's not about what we see it being, it's about what the community would want from that particular thing. So
100%.
like, we'd like to give the opportunity to people to message us with ideas and possibilities that they would like to see happen. You know, certain businesses might want to be heard, certain voices might want to be heard, certain events they might want sort of like captured. They might have something coming up that you know, maybe someone's raising something for charity and they want just a little bit more awareness on it, and we can help run some campaigns on the page that we're building up with the amount of people doing to get the awareness there. You know, and again, you know, we are, you know, two business owners that do our own thing as well, but we will give the time that we have available, which, you know, we're willing to put in, you know, to get a little bit and build it up. So hopefully, you know, we can give a bit of a voice that the community want for whatever it wants.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah. Absolutely. The reason I'm passionate about it as well is because there's something fulfilling about it. There's something fulfilling about helping other people as well. And I just know that, like, to make a difference would be something that I'd feel really happy with. Like, if I feel like we're making a difference in and people can come together, there's something powerful in that. I want to take pride in this town. Like, I want to be proud of the town. I want to be proud of where we're at, where we're going. And I just feel like if we can get people together, rally together to really, like, lift Southport, that would be amazing.
I think it has an element of that anyway, because Southport's really good for like knowing a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
But I think, as you said earlier, it's about, you know, a lot of the shops are shut in and a lot of businesses have because we are hitting on harder times.
Yeah.
And, you know, you personally being the business that you have and the amount of clients you have come through the door, you've heard the voice of a lot of these businesses where they've said they've had nowhere to try and get that extra. You know, they're not sat there as flush businesses that can spend a lot on advertising, or they're a little bit like they're a little bit out the way or something like that. They've not quite got the footfall for whatever it is they do, or they're not quite driving it to. And it would be nice to, I don't know, like, sometimes the community's there, but they sometimes forget what's in the community. It'd be nice just to highlight that. So then the community, because Southport's already like that, and I think when they rally together, they will rally together to help some of them businesses, or remember, oh yeah, we used to go there, let's go there again. Like, you know, they forgot.
And remind people that, like, you know, choosing where that your money goes can make a huge difference. I feel like even with the gym, for example, that was all built around trying to give back, trying to help, doing something positive for the community that obviously helps people with their mental health, with their physical health, emotional health. I just think like this is an extension of sort of that, and that's what it's organically sort of turning into. But it's an exciting project that we're both involved in here.
Totally.
I just really excited to see how this develops over the next few weeks, because we're going to try and do our on the road series where we get on the road, don't we? We go and visit a business, and it might be a bigger business, small business. It doesn't really matter. Any business that is located in Southport, we want to highlight it and really give it like a platform
with no bias neither.
No bias, 100%.
It's definitely. I think it would be nice to be in a position where people are messaging and you just think, cool idea, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it'll just be nice. Even if someone wants to make a suggestion of a business, that's always a good idea. You don't have to be a business putting your own suggestion in.
Yeah.
If someone wants a business to be highlighted and they feel like they'll be a good candidate for getting a bit of a mention, then please throw it in the mix, because no one's a no.
Yeah.
Like it's everyone's a yes. It's just a case of getting round to you. That's all.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to be in a position where someone else is putting a suggestion for a business that they want to see highlighted, or as we said before, not just a business, or someone, or something. If they feel like it's worthy of a mention as well, because that totally makes sense too.
Yeah, like people of influence, people that have got something to say in the community.
Be nice.
It'd be great to get people like that. So obviously, so we've got the On the Road series where we go and visit. You get some amazing footage with the stuff you do is amazing. Like you've got all the professional equipment, editing.
I've learned how to press the record button, so it's always a good start.
We're getting somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like and then so we've got the On the Road series, and then we're gonna complement that with the podcast, and that was sort of like a mixture of our ideas, wasn't it? Where we said, well, we can bring someone on after maybe doing the visit in their location, and then from there we can just keep building on that. But it'll be really great to get people on this podcast. So what we really want to encourage people to do is like get in touch with us and set, and ask, if you want to get on the podcast and you want to talk about it and you feel like you've got something to say or something to contribute to the community. We want to hear that. We want to hear people's opinions. We want to see where people want to take this. We want to hear the people's voice and sort of give the people's voice a platform. So whatever they are looking for, we can sort of help facilitate.
Absolutely.
I think
it's important to highlight as well, though, that it's zero fees. We're not asking. It's not like we're trying to dupe you into contact us and charge you 150, 250, 350 quid. It's a case of, look, we're just trying to build a community platform.
Yeah.
Right. And by doing that, again, all we're doing is we're just giving our time to try and help promote and do that. So if you're interested, then get in touch. It's not a case of get in touch and we'll say, oh yeah, we'll do that all right. We'll just try and hash a date out with you if we get back in touch with you, or when Mr. Admin gets back in touch with you, because I'm not on the admin.
Yeah, and that's not my strong suit, so but so it's exciting little project. I mean, I'm a naturally inquisitive individual. I like to learn. I'd say I'm still in a space of learning now. I like to learn about what other people do. I like to learn about other people, what they're doing, why. And I want to learn stuff about the town that I don't know. There's still so much to learn about. I want to know who the decision makers are, who decides what. I really find that interesting. So this is sort of like a journey for myself as well, and for you.
Oh, absolutely.
To sort of like really get into what makes the town tick, who's behind what, and
Well, it'd be nice for me to work in and amongst the local community, because I don't do a lot of work locally. Like I said, I do travel. So it'd be nice for me to just roll out of bed with you, and I just come and have a little bit of a laugh with some people, and we come up with some quirky concepts, and talking to some interesting people. So it's like, for me, it's perfect to just come and have a bit of a giggle and try and do something good on my doorstep. It's out of the way, so
I always say, like, rule number one, it's always got to be fun. You know what I mean? You gotta make it fun, and we want it to be lighthearted. We want it to be positive, and that's what we're here to do. Really, put a little bit of a positive imprint on the town, give a little bit back, and feel good about that. I'll tell you someone interesting who came in yesterday. Do you know Rise and Shine? The business Rise and Shine,
the cleaning company.
Yeah. He joined the gym yesterday, and
isn't that Ollie's cousin? I think it is.
I'm not sure.
I think it is. Big Tank.
Yeah. What, Ollie Mawson?
Yeah. No. Is it Mawson? I don't know.
Mawson.
Massive chest.
Ollie Mawson.
Okay.
He does work with him now.
I'm not going to put that on there, by the way, because Ollie will love that.
Yeah, that will go to his head.
The admission of a big chest from me. I mean, Ollie with the small chest. Yeah.
Ollie
Tiny Ollie.
Yeah. Tiny Ollie. Yeah,
Tiny Ollie. Little Ollie.
He can't bench that much either.
His bench is terrible.
It's his weakest one, I'd say. But anyway, so Scott came in yesterday and he was like, I'm loving the content, and he saw it and he's like, that's what made me join, and stuff. I was like, mate, we're gonna have to get you on the podcast as well. But he's made do you know what I like about him? He's really done it well on the socials. He's really pushed his brand out there.
It's massive, his socials.
He's brilliant, and he's a great character, and I really like, he had this positive energy, and think big. We need to think big. That's what he said. Do you know what I mean? Right. And we all need to think big as a town and support one another, and not put each other down, and really uplift anyone who's doing anything positive. But if we can get some really cool guests on this couch, I'll be delighted. I promise you, I'll be delighted. I want to meet some really interesting. I think you've got some people maybe.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple here, Mark, but we can't.
Yeah, you got to discuss them yet.
We're not allowed yet until we get the absolute confirmation. But yeah, we've got some good characters that have partially agreed to come along. We just have to hash out content as to what that would be, really. So
yeah, 100%.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, so what I'd say is what we need everyone to do is really sort of stay tuned with this journey. This podcast today is more of like an introductory podcast, and it's about just saying, hey, this is Rick, this is me, Danny, and we're doing this, and we were really looking for support. We want obviously to realise that we're on your side, and we want to get behind Southport. So we are of service, and we will be of service in any way we can be. Yeah, we want to push the town forward in any way we can. So we ask obviously you guys if you can like and share and support and get behind this message, and stay tuned with the journey. It could really make a big difference, and we can continue to build something that can make real impact locally. It's a time when people need the support. There's a lot of businesses out there that need support, and we want to be proud of this town, and we want to make sure that everyone is getting their fair share of exposure, that they're getting plugged, and and we can highlight some of the things we should all be proud of in this town. Essentially,
yeah. And I mean, for me personally, just thank you for anyone who does get in touch. Takes the time to want to be part of it, because building a community thing only works if the community get behind it. So every person who comes on board, like, thank you very much. And every person who sent a message so far, as Danny said, he will get back in touch. He has been in touch with quite a few, and we've got quite a few lined up already to go and visit and see. We're just trying to build that list now, so anyone who hasn't been responded to, you will be responded to. But thank you very much for taking your time to message and take time to be part of what we're trying to create, because without you guys, we can't even create a community-based thing at all, because it's all about everyone else being involved.
100%, well said. Yeah. And then you'll be jumping in on some of the podcasts, won't you?
I've been strong-armed into it. Yeah. I'm normally used to being that side of the camera and sitting off over that way. And Danny's told me that he would like me to appear on one or two of them.
No, I think you're a natural. I think you're a natural on the pod. Yeah.
I quite like that side of the camera.
Yeah, do you prefer that? Yeah.
I like that side of the camera. Yeah, that's okay. That side, I get to giggle at everyone messing up. This side, I'm messing up.
No, you're not, man. You're a natural. But I look forward to doing, obviously, we'll get a new looking to do about one a week, aren't we?
The goal is, isn't it? We're hoping to do a podcast / a visit a week, and try and keep some sort of short form content rolling out. There will be times where naturally or organically we get a bit busy, because without one or the other we can't achieve it anyway. So until we create it that it's got enough weight behind it where it does need us to put a little bit more effort into it, give us the content that will be worthy of the community and give us the direction that it needs to be.
That's it. Yeah, that's most important. I love when you say that. Like, it's about giving them their voice and putting their voice out there, so we can see exactly what they want and what they're.
It's not our plan, it's their plan. Right?
Yeah.
We just need to see it down and have a little bit of thing. This is just a place to get that direction, and if we can get that, that will then give us a little bit of which way we end up sort of sending it in and who we speak to. But ultimately, for me, I hope for variety and a lot of, and again, we've got some really strong candidates in already, so that should be good. But
I love that. And just to add, if you know anyone that you think you should put forward for the podcast, please do that as well. Or their business, local business. Put them forward, send us a DM. Remember, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube as well. We're going to build that platform up. And I just want to say thank you in advance. I want to say thank you to Rick as well, because I'm excited to do this endeavour with you.
Right on.
And it's
thank you for the conversation.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Came about all right, like.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? But so big thank you, and stay tuned for the next podcast coming soon.
Take it easy, right?
Yeah. So I feel like that was ish okay. I mean, there was definitely things we could have done better, but.